Hi you guys, one of the things that we did in class today was practice simplifying exponents using the pattern that we learned from Friday. The pattern we learned from Friday is that anything multiplied together with the same base, we can simplify just by adding the exponents together. So if you have a to the n power times a to the m power, that's the same as a, the base stays the same, to the n plus m power. So essentially whatever your exponents are, you're going to add those together. I'll do some examples on here, and then I want you guys to try the rest of them on your own and email me if you have any questions. So on number 1, we have a squared times a to the third. It says to write it in expanded form, but before we do that, I want to use the shortcut just to show you guys how this will work and then prove to you that that really is how it works. So a squared times a cubed, if you add those exponents together, 2 plus 3, you get a to the fifth. Now this will work the same if I expand it out. A squared is a times a cubed, which is a times a times a. In total, there are 5 factors of a, which ends up being a to the fifth, just like this. So the reason we have these shortcuts, though, is so that we don't have to expand everything out all the time, especially if our exponent is a big number like 100. I don't really want to write 100 a's expanded out. I would rather use the shortcut by adding the exponents. So that is kind of the whole point of doing this, is to simplify things, but in a quicker, easier way. Next, I'll do one that has multiple variables. Maybe I'll do number 6, actually. So on number 6, there are 2 different variables, x and y. Now I can only combine the ones that have the same variable. So I can only use the shortcut with x squared and x. If there's not an exponent, I can put a 1 there. So x squared times x to the first power. If I add the exponents, 2 plus 1 is 3. So that would be x cubed. And then I can combine the y's. Y cubed times y squared. 3 plus 2 is 5, so that would become y to the fifth. And we can't combine those or simplify it because they don't have the same base. Alright, and then I'll do one of these ones down here. Maybe I'll do number 10. So we can also combine the numbers or the coefficients separately from the variables. So I can do -5 times -2 separately, and then I can do z squared times z to the fourth. -5 times -2 is positive 10, and z squared times z to the fourth is z to the sixth. All right, so once you see a few examples, you can see how kind of simple it is. So try not to overthink it too much. Go ahead and try these ones out and email me if you have any questions.